Have you ever wondered which survivors are the strongest in Duo Hunters mode? Well, let's begin. In 10th place with 3.93 out of 5 is Prospector. As you guys can imagine, stuns equal power in this game mode. I think that should be relatively obvious. His ability to throw magnets onto a hunter, tiny little magnets, and then for it to send the hunter flying in a different direction is an ability that we all wanted as a kid. In Duo Hunters mode, he is mostly just a harasser. Usually he helps delay the chairing of a survivor by harassing the hunter who is chasing another survivor, or by delaying in the pickup or making them drop the survivor after they've ballooned them. His magnets can help push hunters into the wall by stunning them or pulling them towards him and hitting a wall and stunning them once again. He is both good at kiting himself and also but much better at helping somebody else who is kiting to extend their kite even further. Yet I do think that he's at the very bottom of this top 10 tier list due to the fact that his magnets can be a little bit temperamental and can attach to the wrong targets, and especially in Duo Hunters mode where there are tons of survivors kiting together, sometimes 2 to 3, this can be a problem because the magnets could be picked up by a teammate and then they will be rendered useless. In 9th place with 3.94 out of 5, we have Little Girl, and I was a little bit surprised to see her near the bottom of this tier list. I was expecting her to be much higher up because I think her abilities are pretty much considered to be the best abilities for Duo Hunters. She seems to be a Duo Hunter survivor mostly. Her ability to be able to help in kiting can extend a person's or survivor's kiting abilities even further, especially since survivors have 3 hits. Her ability to be able to push hunters away to delay even the first hit or the second hit or even the third hit can just be incredibly powerful. She can also protect herself by attaching to another survivor, and since multi-kiting is so prevalent, once again she can choose one of the best targets around her who might be able to protect her. Let's also not forget that she can teleport around the map, meaning that she can quickly get to a new cipher machine and help with the decoding, or if there's one cipher machine remaining, she can quickly teleport to a survivor and give them a 30% buff in their decoding speed. Her abilities are perfectly suited for this game mode, and I do understand why she's here in the top 10. Let's move over to 8th place. Moon, take it away.
Hi, it's me, your beautiful and talented one and only Moon. Wow! AKA the N who makes highly entertaining duo videos. Wow! For your information, if you don't know me. Wow! So on 8th place, we have the #1 rescuer, Mercenary. Mercenary is meta and will always stay meta. This applies to normal match mode as well as for duo mode. He is this untraceable, slow to die zombie hit sponge with elbow pads. These features excel in duos and survivors have 3 lives, which makes him an even more advanced zombie hit sponge. Chasing him makes no sense in most cases, and camping against him in the sense of trying to stuff the rescue makes no sense either, because you have to hit him 4 times to kill him. The same as Psychologist, but at least she doesn't have elbow pads. If you ever stuffed the full health Merc in duo, please send me the footage. I want to see it with my own eyes.
In 7th place with 4.04, we have Prisoner. Prisoner is, although not the most insane kiter, he is on this list due to his ability to help with decoding. Decoding is once again something that's incredibly impactful in this game mode, since a lot of it is all time, since survivors have multiple hits, and since chairs take a while before they even start ticking before survivors start dying. This means that if you are a fast decoder or your team is very focused on decoding whilst the others are kiting, you can get the cipher machines done before people even get properly chaired. Because all of the maps are really big in this game mode, Prisoner is shockingly good. Yes, pun intended. He can connect up cipher machines across the map, helping out all these different survivors that could be in completely different positions of the map to decode multiple cipher machines really quickly. And if he does have to kite, he does have some utility compared to some of the other that are decoders that don't really have much to do.
So on 6th place, we have Better, or as Americans would say, Better. Better, who I personally call Rainbow because of his headband. The same meta bully. I consider him equal to Forward, and in some circumstances even better. As for myself, since I play N all the time, I can say for a fact that I care less for Forward than I care for Better. Better is a bit like Prospector, but much stronger. He constantly has free balls at his disposal that he can pick back up again if he uses them just to push away the hunter, which is often enough to support the kite of a targeted teammate. He can also perform balloon rescues, then he would have to activate the stun form. Combined with all the buffs to his movement and vaulting speed, all of this makes him a strong kiter or support kiter / bully. And since duo survivors want to taste blood, so strong bullies like him come in handy. Just know I never hated Prospector, even as N, but I do hate Rainbow.
In 5th place with 4.11 we have Seer. In this game mode, Seer just becomes a stalker, and all he does is just hang around the hunter and stare at him blankly. This can be very disconcerting for the hunters, but not incredibly powerful. But what this does permit is for him to get more owls to extend any survivor on the map's kiting. Once again, more time for the survivors to decode, especially if you have a prisoner, means that cipher machines can be popping really quickly, and the hunters don't even get to chat anybody even once. Since there are multiple basements, and basements are more typical in this game mode, you will also be able to use your owl to protect yourself from being hit whilst you're rescuing down there, or to protect the person escaping from the basement as well. If you enjoy stalking hunters and just staring at them blankly while other people kite, this is the character for you.
Next we have
Beyonce.
Enchantress. Because Beyonce is Queen Bee and Enchantress stings. Enchantress is one of the biggest profiteers of Duo. She starts out with nothing and tends to be easily killed in normal mode. But she gets rewarded for long kites that give her time to fill up her bank account, means to grow her stacks. And how do we make her kite longer? Well, by adding up one more hit, like it is in Duo. It just makes so much difference for her, because then she can allow mistakes to happen that would get her killed in normal mode, but with 3 hits in Duo mode, her initial kite lasts longer, so she has time to fill up her bank account of stacks. That in the end makes her total kite longer. Also, the fact that she can buy items in Duo helps her kite a lot. Let's say she faces a bloody queen, who is the #1 Enchantress killer, and you can just buy perfumes and use them on the mirror hits. At the same time, gain stacks while getting hit on the perfume, which is like cheating, but you get paid for it. It's not really fair. And then use those stacks during tight kite, when the hunter skill is on cooldown. So she's a pretty good kiter in Duo. Also, Enchantress profits from the many teammates she has in Duo, because when she heals someone, whenever that person takes a hit, she gets fed. As a result, she often gets multiple stacks out of nothing. Lastly, she is one of the main harassers in Duo. While in normal mode, she is more of a light to medium harasser, but in Duo, she can be a monster, simply due to the fact that she can take free hits. As a result, she can play more aggressively, and it's harder for the hunter to scare her away. She can just run straight up to the hunter while he's targeting someone else, actively take a hit, like no big deal, there are 2 hits left, gain a stack, and then constantly bully the hunter during his chase or during him chasing someone. So she definitely can be a heavy pain in the in Duo, while in normal mode she would only be a slight pain in the
In 3rd place with 4.18 average out of 5, we have Perfumer. If you haven't shouted at your computer screen or your phone screen, "How does she have another perfume?" then you're lying to me if you said you've ever played Hunter in Duo Hunters mode. This survivor is incredibly strong because of the fact that she has 3 perfumes, and then she can go to the store and buy 3 more perfumes, meaning she can have 6 or even more if survivors pass them on to her as well. This means that she has a really long kiting potential, multiple hits, but you could also consider her to be the presence feeding monster for hunters. If a hunter plays it right, they can work around these perfumes, but if you are a good perfumer player, then most of the time you're not going to mess up perfumes and you'll be doing insta perfumes. If you can kite, you give more time to your team, as I've said repetitively during this video, so Perfumer is one of the strongest, so it is clear why she's at the top here, because she is such a pain to chase.
Okay, this is my last one. It's a big one though. So on 5th place, we have a character that is a major pain in the for most hunters, but not for Anne. You know who it is? It is Mr. Football douchebag. Forward. Forward is the #1 bully. He is the character who has been roasted over and over in my videos, but lovingly, because he's a strong character. So as a kiter, he is hard to chase, because he can instantly create distance. As a bully, he is hard to deal with when you don't carry excitement, as a hunter with no harassment resistance. A good forward can support a teammate's kite, or make up for a teammate's quick death, by not letting you pick up the person, unless you kill him or he runs out of football. And guess what makes him special in Duo? He never runs out of football, because he can continue to buy new ones. Also, and that applies to every bully in Duo, he's harder to scare away because he has 3 lives. As a result, he can waste so much of your time, and while you're having an existential crisis dealing with him, ciphers are popping like popcorn. But the beauty is, I can say all of this rather from a 3rd-person perspective, because I'm Anne and I don't have to care for him, at least not as much as other hunters do. Anne will always be able to pick up the kill in the presence of forward. I just have to put my cross on the kill, and if he comes close to me, he gets stunned. In fact, she has the biggest harassment resistance within all hunters in the game, but I will go deeper into that in my top 10 hunters for duo hunters video. Let's say you're a geisha or a Mary, whoever doesn't have any harassment resistance, and you don't carry excitement, you made your kill, and then there comes a forward, he carries 2 footballs, and you want to pick up your kill. What do? I have no idea. I never got myself into such a situation because I'm either Anne or I carry excitement. And most of the time I'm Anne and carry excitement, which is kind of redundant, but yeah, I really don't want to end up with a headache. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should play Anne in Duo Hunters. Okay, that's my time. Have fun. Bye bye.
In first place with 4.68 out of 5, we have Priestess, the portal crazy woman. Yes, I believe that Priestess is usually in the top 3 of every single tier list in this game. And yes, she's taken first place once again as being the strongest survivor because she has the ability on big maps to quickly travel around it, but also permits other teammates to be able to kite much longer or to get to better kiting areas. Especially on places like Moonlit River Park, you can quickly transition over the big chasm in the middle and give your teammates the option to do that. If the team is playing it correctly, harassing teammates can help harass the hunter whilst one person is kiting, that is the main target of the hunter, and then you can quickly put a portal that hunter doesn't actually necessarily need to even see you, and that can extend the kite even further. A good Priestess will barely ever be seen, as most of her global portals will be just used to help survivors get to the next cipher machine or to get away and heal up quickly, to once again give them more health so they can kite again. She is not a harasser, she is not a decoder, she just permits so many different options that hunters have to deal with and have to sort out. If you are interested in which hunters are the best in Duo Hunters mode, then you need to go and check out Moon's channel that should be releasing a video relatively soon about this very topic. And if you want to see any of my other tier lists, then here is a video you can click on.